Hello everyone and welcome to this video. In this video, I'm going to cover prompt engineering techniques and also going to share the top 5 prompting tips. So let's go ahead and get started. So what is generative AI? Well, generative artificial intelligence is a subset of AI that can create new content such as text, images, music, and video that have never existed before. So what you see here is we got Microsoft Copilot, and what you could do simply is that you can prompt it, just talk to it in plain English. So for example, you can say generate a panoramic image of the 7 wonders of the world in a majestic landscape. And what you get right now, you get an output that looks like that. And this is the creative imagination of artificial intelligence. Please note that what you got here on the left-hand side is what we call it a prompt. And simply, it is an art of communicating to artificial intelligence models to come up with the perfect output that you're looking for. So when it comes to prompt engineering, prompt engineering is the practice of designing and optimizing text input to generative artificial intelligence models to obtain desired responses. Think of it as the art of communicating with a Gen AI model. Let me show you an example. What you could do, for example, here, you can ask these AI models to, let's say, recommend a book. You can make it slightly better, kind of, and less ambiguous. You can say recommend a fiction book, or you can even make it even better and refine the prompt. And you can say recommend a historical fiction book set in World War II. So what you see here is we started with a poor prompting, and then we are improving the prompt as we move along. So when it comes to structuring any prompt, we basically have 4 different components. The first one is what we call it a context. Think of it as a background knowledge to help the model understand the domain. So based on years of research and a lot of publications, I would say, you find that when you talk to these artificial intelligence models, we found that the best way is that we actually give them a persona. So for example, I can say, assume that you're an expert financial analyst. And this is going to be the context first. What we do next is we give it clear instructions. Think of it as a clear statement of the desired goal. For example, you can say, classify the following text as positive, neutral, or negative. Afterwards, we're going to give it input data. And this is the data the model needs to process and produce the output. For example, you can say Apple stock increased by 2% in today's trading session. And then afterwards, you're going to give it an output indicator, and that will tell the model what the format of the output should look like. For example, here I can say sentiment, and then leave it blank. So think of it as if you're talking to a human employee. First, you need to give them context. Think of it as a background information. You can give them a persona, for example. This could be you are an expert data analyst, you are an expert data scientist, maybe you are an expert PhD level researcher, and then you give it clear instruction of the task. So you tell it exactly what you want. You give it here input data as an example, and please note that the input data here could be optional. Sometimes you might prompt these artificial intelligence models and you don't need to provide input, for example. And then what's really important is you need to specify what the output should look like. And that's what we call it the output indicator. Okay, so when it comes to top 5 prompting tips, in practice, these are the most important ones. The first one is you basically tell the model to avoid hallucinations. So these large language models, or LLMs, they have a creative side. So sometimes they tend to hallucinate or maybe generate outputs that are not grounded in facts. So what we do here is in the prompt itself, we can actually tell the model, don't hallucinate, ground your results in the provided data. If data is missing, say not enough information instead of guessing. And we found that by including this, the AI model is going to lower kind of the temperature, or which is one of the parameters, kind of lower the creativity of that model and try to ground the results in the provided documents or facts. The second tip is you can tell it, ask for reasoning, not just answers. So you can basically tell the artificial intelligence models, I want you to explain your steps. I want you to show the calculations before the results. And the idea here is we want to build trust and transparency. So instead of asking artificial intelligence models to simply generate the output, what we're doing here, we're asking it, okay, show me the reasoning, show me how your train of thoughts basically look like. Afterwards, you can tell the artificial intelligence models or give it word limits or constraints and boundaries. For example, you can say, explain in 3 bullet points, maximum 15 words each, as an example. The fourth tip is iterate and refine. Most of the time, rarely, you get it right from the first iteration. So it requires a lot of back and forth, a lot of refining, tweaks of the wording, and detail and narrow scope until the output clicks. Please note that what I see a lot of Fortune 500 companies do, and I deliver this training to many corporate clients, that we basically all these companies, they tend to have a prompt library. Think of it as a repository of all the prompts. Think of it as a collective intelligence of all the different teams within an organization. And of course, as a kind of, think of it as an enhanced version of this. They deploy an army of AI agents, and you can include all these lessons learned inside that AI agent. And now you can deploy those agents across multiple parts of the organization. And I'm going to show you, of course, moving forward, how to define and build those AI agents as well. Finally, what you need to do sometimes, you need to anchor with examples, and that's what we call it few-shot prompting. So for example, if you talk to Microsoft Copilot and it doesn't generate, or it didn't generate the expected response, what you might need to do is in the input itself, in the user prompt, in the what you do is you basically tell it or provide it with examples. So for example, you can say what good examples to humans look like, and that's what we call it few-shot prompting. And I'm going to cover that in great detail coming up in the next video. With that, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.